everyone and welcome. I'm Diane and my passion is painting and creating in my studio. Every day I share a video with you on YouTube in which I paint and create all sorts of nature-inspired pictures. I also share loads of tips on how to make the most of your painting journey, interrupted fairly frequently by our family of dogs, cats, chickens and sheep. So welcome on board. Click subscribe and turn on notifications and let's learn to paint watercolour. So I thought it was time today for a few little birds. I've been trying to do a bird painting every 10 days or so, and so today's the day. So I've been playing around in my sketchbook and I was practicing painting the two most popular Christmassy type of birds that I'm aware of between America and England, and that's the cardinal and the robin. And of course in America the cardinal is quite common in most of North America, the red cardinal, and his wife Mrs. Cardinal, who is nowhere near as bright and showy as he is, but she's pretty in her own way. And the same goes for the robin in England and Europe, which is also the emblem of Christmas. We don't have the privilege of your wonderful cardinals. We just have a sort of half-hearted effort at being red. The robin, who has a red breast, Robin Redbreast is his name. In fact, it's a true thing, this is a fun fact, that the robin never used to be called robin before. Earlier in history, that bird was called the redbreast. And in French, it's called the redbreast, the rouge-gorge, which means redbreast. But in England, we had the habit of naming animals after people. And the redbreast, for some reason, they decided to call him Robin. So the bird became Robin Redbreast. And eventually the redbreast bit got dropped and we were left with the robin. So there we are. I thought that was a little fun piece of information there that I didn't know before, which I read up about a little while ago. Anyway, so I've got my four birds here. I was practicing how they look. And then I decided they were too close together on that, so I wasn't going to exactly reproduce that. So I went to my tracing paper and my light box, and I've traced them like this, and then transferred them from that tracing onto my piece of watercolour paper, which today is, as I'm on a bit of a roll with the Clairefontaine Etival paper, that's what it is. It's Clairefontaine Etival. And I'm not going to put any leaves or berries on, but obviously if you want to add something like that to yours when you do it, then that would be great. Probably I might do when I get there, but on the other hand I might just spatter it with gold. You never know what I might do. So the first thing to do is to start painting, I suppose. What we've got here is quinacridone gold, cobalt blue, sepia. This is Old Holland paint, this one. This is Old Holland Bright Red, and but that's very similar to lots of other reds. Cadmium red, for example, cadmium red deep or dark rather than light, because the light is a little bit more orangey. Or you could probably get away with alizarin crimson or any one of a multitude of other reds. This is black because the cardinal has black around his face. I've got my gold and silver here, just in case I feel like splashing that around at the end. And I think that's about it. Oh, and the pigment liners. Again, just in case I need to do something with the eye. Oh, and also, talking about eyes, if I lose the whites of the eyes, which I probably will, I've got some Winsor & Newton white ink here. I'm going to try this out instead of my usual white gouache, because I thought I didn't know it existed before, so now I do know I have to try it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to look at my painting, my drawing here, and say to myself, oh, I'm going to get rid of the eyes because otherwise there's no chance I'll have any whites there. So just rub those out and I can see the trace of where they were. The pencil mark hasn't gone completely, so we'll get rid of those. And then what I usually do is I usually put the eyes in with a liner first. So I tell you what, I think I'll start with the male robin, who is in the middle. I won't make that too big because I can always make it bigger, but I can't make it smaller. And then I'm going to put the middle line in his beak and the top line like that. And then the thing that's characteristic about birds is usually their beaks go in like that. And actually this line here tends to go a little bit further, but it doesn't look very pretty, so I won't do that. Now, robins, yes, robins. So we will pick up some quinacridone gold. I haven't got a piece of paper. Always forget a test sheet. Ridiculous. So I'm going to drop quinacridone gold in on the back of the bird, knowing full well, as we all do, that he's not orange at all, but that's the way we're going to start. And then I'm going to drop red in for the breast, like that. And then he's got some blue, so we'll pick up some cobalt blue and put that in here. And then I'll join this up, and then we want some sepia on his back. And then I'm going to mix some more red and come in again with the red to make that nice and strong. Put a little bit of colour on his beak, and then we'll let that run. It might be a bit too dark there. And then his little legs, sort of brownish colour. And he usually, actually, I'm just going to correct the shape of his head a little bit because it goes up a little bit further, like that. Okay, and we'll see what happens, see how that spreads out. Put a bit more blue in there. Okay, and then Mrs. Robin is a completely little brown bird. Little brown jobbies, we usually call them in England, I don't know why. So we'll give her a touch of blue in the front there. And then we'll come in with the dark brown on the top, not as dark as him. And the tail, and then her little legs. And the beak. Oh, I didn't do her eye, did I? Forgot that. Now, the red cardinal. Oh, that's a challenge, isn't it? Oh, our eyes. So I'm going to put, I've got him facing forwards, which is even more of a challenge. Looking at the photographs of these birds, they do seem to vary quite a bit in as much as how much black they have. I think there's more than one type. But what is not varying is the fact that they are a spectacular red colour. So we'll very lazily just paint the whole thing red. And I think he probably has a bit of black on the underneath of his wing and his tail. We'll emphasise that a bit now we've got the red in. And I'm not sure what colour his legs are. I'll do them grey. Okay, and now the young lady over here, which I think is a bit on the orangey side. I think she's kind of orangey pink, would we say? Not as red as her husband. A little bit of brown here and there, maybe perhaps on the ends of the wings. And I'm sure she has a bit of red on her hair there. Now, it has to be said that since I've been using those VIVIVA colours, my regular paints seem to have diminished into pale shadows of themselves. So I'm coming in again with my second layer. I'm going to try to spark everything up a little bit with some rather free strokes, increase the contrast. And I think I'm not keen on that particular shade of red for the robin, so I'm going to just alter that a little bit. That's better. And I'm going to put a little bit and we need to come back to Mr. Cardinal here. Just emphasise those blacks which have faded down. And he does need a bit more red maybe here. Mrs. Cardinal. Okay, so there we are. Now abandon my water brush for a second. Just trying to find a reasonably, on the small side, that's no good. Where am I? That's no good. That's no good. What's this? That's a DRAWELL Maestro. Let's try the DRAWELL Maestro as a twig introducer. So I'm just wetting the line where I want these twiglets to go, and then I'm going to, what am I going to do? I am going to go in with blue and just let that spread along that line I just painted. And then quinacridone gold. I like my twiglets to be light, unsolid. And then a bit of sepia. And because you've put water on there to start with, that gives it a chance to run into interesting patterns, mixtures of colour that you couldn't possibly achieve if you tried to. Okay, and I'm still not quite, you know, am I not? I am reasonably happy with this one here. I think she needs a slightly bigger eye. As does this one. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry and then we'll come back in a minute and we'll see what we have. So there we are, painting's dry now, and I'm just going to add a little bit of spatter, just a little bit around the birds there, just to give a little bit of texture. When that's dry, it will blend into the background quite nicely. And so I'm just going to leave that like that. And I didn't alter anything after we left it to dry. All I did was I just came back in and just made the eyes just a tiny little bit darker. Apart from that, I didn't touch anything. So that's the way it dried, and I'm okay with that. It seems all right. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing if you haven't already, and also to go and join the channel for a very paltry sum of $2.99 or $4.99 or $8.99, up to you, which you choose. You can become a member of the channel, you get emojis and all sorts of icons and things. Plus you get various other things which I shall keep a secret until you actually go and take a look. Go to the channel homepage and click on the membership icon there, and you'll find out all about it. So if you want to have a go at doing this yourself, I'll be uploading the sketch for you to download free from the website dianeantone.com. Also, you'll find there we are doing a daily blog. As many days as I possibly can, I will be doing a daily blog. That's what I'm going to do after I finish this. And on that I will have a list of the materials that I use, so that you don't have to look too hard for that if you need to buy anything. And there will be links there, and those are affiliate links, and if you don't mind using those links for us, it doesn't cost you any extra, but it gives us enough money to pay the milkman each week. So that would be very kind of you and much appreciated. Subscribe to the newsletter on the website if you don't mind. And then the other thing is, we've also started our shop, and we don't have much in it at the moment, but what we do have are some beautiful mugs, and also some colouring books are coming your way. So that's another way in which you can support us if you feel that way inclined. We do appreciate it, we do need it, because this is the way we manage to keep the channel running. So I would like to thank you for your goodness and for your lovely comments and for being here. So I'll let you go, have fun this evening, enjoy your painting, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So bye everybody, bye bye.